Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Movie Collector 623 YouTube channel. Um, in this video, I'm going to continue doing the slasher Blu-ray collection. So now we're going to take a look at the year 1983. We had some pretty good films, and some of them were not that great, to be honest. So, like the previous videos, I'm gonna show them all the date that they were released from January all the way to November, December. Just keep in mind that a lot of the dates are not very accurate. Some of them have different dates, and so yeah, let's get started. And what I the first one I have for January of 1983 is Boarding House. Now, I saw in other websites that this one had a 1982 release. So I really don't know which one was the correct one, but I know it was like towards the end of 82. Some of them had it for the beginning of 83. And I believe this was the very first SOV, which is shot on video. I don't know if it was this one or another one called Sledgehammer. Those were the first two shot on video slashers. So yeah, this is by ACFA. It's a partner label of Vinegar Syndrome. Yeah, it's got a reversible artwork. I think this might be the original artwork. I'm not sure, but I like this one better. I like that one better. Yeah, this one. Some people like it. In my opinion, I haven't seen it in years. I think the last time I saw it was years ago, on a VHS days. The VHS days. I remember, checking it out during, back in the '80s. So I haven't even seen the Blu-ray yet. I know that this edition contains like three versions of the film, I think. Um, yeah, I remember that the kills are not that great. I remember the kills weren't that great. They were pretty weak, you know. The editing also wasn't that great. It goes from one scene to another really quick, and I gotta rewatch it. I gotta rewatch it. But yeah, it's been a long time. So Boarding House. Um, in February of 1983, we had one that I really enjoyed, and it's the House on Sorority Row. This is by MVD Rewind. Yeah, this is a good one. This is a great slasher. So basically, it's about these girls who are in this sorority house, and they do this little prank on their on the one in charge. The lady that's in charge, and it goes wrong, and all of a sudden the girls start to getting killed one by one. The kills are great. It's got some great kills. The ending, oh my god, the ending is really good. I mean, it creeped me out, and it has that. It's one of those that you get goosebumps, and the hairs on the back of your neck start to go up. But very good ending. I highly recommend the House on Sorority Row. Really good movie. All right. In February, we have one from Canada, Canadian slasher, Curtains. I love Curtains. I remember watching this back in when I was a kid in HBO back in the day. The only difference with this one, it's not your typical teenage cast. These are more like adults. They're more adult women. The killer is very creepy. The killer right there wears a mask of an old lady, like a hag mask, and uses like I don't know if you can see it there. Her weapon of choice, like a sickle, like a it's got great plot. The plot is great. The kills are good. There's a scene like an ice, like a where the girl is ice skating, and the killer's going after her. That scene is, oh, I love that scene. That's a really, really awesome scene. Highly recommend Curtains if y'all haven't seen it. In March, we have one called Bloodbeat. Now, this is one that I haven't seen in years, so I haven't even seen the Blu-ray. I don't really know much about this. This is by Vinegar Syndrome. It's it's more like a supernatural, and it takes place during Christmas. But I know it's like a samurai gets summoned or something like that. Yeah, supernatural slasher. That's what it says. It's okay. I don't remember liking it too much, but it's all right. I gotta definitely give it a rewatch. So Bloodbeat. Now in June, we have one that I'm kind of like debating if it is a slasher or if it's not a slasher. But I'm gonna go ahead and put it. I'm gonna go ahead and mention it. Psycho 2. Now, to me, Psycho is not a slasher. I know a lot of people think it's a slasher. When you think, to me, it's more psychological. It's more like a psychological horror film. It does have little slasher elements, but it doesn't follow the formula. It doesn't follow the criteria where you have a group of teenagers and getting killed. No, this is different. I'm gonna include it because it does have slasher elements, but again, it's just me. My opinion. I think it's more like a psychological horror film. What do you all think? I mean, but yeah, Psycho 2. Good film, by the way. I love this sequel. Very good film. Anthony Perkins, amazing. All right, coming in July, we have another one that's kind of like psychological. Mountain Motel Massacre. Yeah, this one is uh, kind of like a psychological horror film as well, but it does have a little bit of a slasher elements. The setting, the kills they're not great. They're a little weak, and the movie's a little slow pace at times, but the setting is good. I like the setting of it. Uh, I remember looking at the this artwork at the video store, and like the lady really creeped me out. I remember checking it out. So yeah, Mountain Motel Massacre. All right, coming in. There's nothing in August, so I'm gonna go jump into September, and we have Mortuary, another one by MBD Rewind. Um, I like this one. You got Bill Paxton. I mean, he was amazing in this. Rest in peace. He did a phenomenal job. As I mentioned before on the previous videos, there's two movies that have that similar ending. Madhouse, Happy Birthday to Me, and Mortuary. Where the ending. If you remember the ending of those films, this is another one that has that similar ending. Um, and Yeah, so this is kind of like a psychological horror film, but but this one really has slasher kills. So yeah, if you haven't seen Mortuary, check it out. All right, next in continuing in September, we have Sweet 16. Um, yeah, this is okay. I like this one. It's by Code Red. This is out of print. This is way out of print. So basically, you have this girl who's new in town. She moves into town. A lot of guys, want to ask her out, and every time the last person she sees, they end up dead. So she ends up being like a prime suspect. Um, yeah, a very good film. You got Dana Kimball, the final girl Friday the 13th Part 3. She's in it. You got the guy from Last American Virgin, Steve. I forgot his last name. He also came out in The Goonies. He was kind of a douchebag on both films. He comes out on this one too. Yeah, Sweet 16. Great slasher. Pretty good slasher. Continuing in September, we have Pieces. Now this one also had a different date. This one was released in Spain as well in 1982. But I think here in the US it was released in 1983. So I could have mentioned it in the 82, but when I was doing my research I didn't see it. I saw it on the 1983, but it also has a 1982 release. This is a fun one. This is a very fun movie. I love Pieces. There's a tons of violence. There's nudity. The kills are over the top insane. The plot works very well. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Tons of blood, tons of violence, graphic. What more do you want in a slasher? Yeah, Pieces. Not for everybody, but very good movie. I love Pieces. All right, next up, continuing in September. Now, this is another one that I'm debating. Is it a slasher or is it not a slasher? But I'm going to still mention it. It's Frightmare. This is Vinegar Syndrome release. It also goes by another name. Let me see. It goes by another name. And it goes by The Horror Star. Yeah, so you can flip that if you want. But I know it as Frightmare. This one is, I saw it a long time ago. I haven't seen the Blu-ray yet. So it's about these college students that they're taking this. They go to this mausoleum and they steal this corpse, or because the corpse that they steal would be it's this legendary person. I don't know what. So they end up stealing the corpse and they trying to celebrate. I don't know what they were doing. I can't remember. It's been years. But the body of the corpse, and they bring it. I mean, it comes back. It comes back, and the entity starts to kill each one by one. So it does have a little bit of a slasher elements, but it's more supernatural. I mean, but I included it. It's okay. It's okay of a film. So yeah, Frightmare. All right. In October, we're going into October. We have one release for October, 1983, and it's The Final Terror. Great setting, deep in the woods. I love that type of setting. Kills are not that bad. They're okay. They could have been a little better. The cast is great. You got Daryl Hannah. You got what's the guy's name that comes out in the Twisted Sister videos? He plays the dad. He in the We're Not Gonna Take It. I don't know his name. I can't remember his name. And he comes out in the Twisted Sister video, I Wanna Rock. He played the teacher. If you've seen those videos, you know who I'm talking about. He comes out in this. Also, what's his name? He comes out in, oh, there he is. Adrian. Comes out in Bachelor Party. Comes out in Grease 2 and TJ Hooker. Yeah, so it's got a great cast. Good movie. Final Terror, yeah, good movie. That was by Scream Factory. Now, that was the only one released in October. We're gonna jump into November. Now, this is one of my favorites slashers. Top tier. I'm talking about Sleepaway Camp. If you all haven't seen Sleepaway Camp, you need to check it out. The ending. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. One of the most shocking endings in horror cinema. Sleepaway Camp is, it's not like other slashers where you have, like actors or, that they're in their 20s and they're playing teenagers. This one actually had real teenagers. I mean, it really had real teenagers. The kills are great. It's amazing. It's very good slasher. I mean, if you all haven't seen it, you need to check it out. Like I said, the ending, man, the ending is gonna shock you. Yeah, great kills. What more can you say? Great movie. I mean, this is just awesome ending. The setting is great. Yeah. Some of the content will not go well today because it's pretty. Like the dialogue is pretty kind of cringy, but just prepare yourself. This is 1983, but still, it's pretty out there. So yeah, Sleepaway Camp. Another one from November is The Prey. Yeah, this one is another Friday the 13th knockoff. It's another one of those Friday the 13th ripoffs. Great release by Arrow. yeah, there's like three versions of this film or two versions of this film. The theatrical cut is the better version because the international they put stuff that it wasn't really necessary, but it's kind of like it kind of works in a way. It's a backstory that they include, but they kind of mentioned it already, so you really didn't need it. Um, yeah, and the killer kind of ripped off Jason, but it's okay. I mean, it's all right. Not not the greatest, but not the worst. Yeah, The Prey. And in December, the last one that was released, Scalps. Now, this is another one, supernatural, but with slasher elements. Yeah, this is another one about college students. They go to this Indian burial ground and for artifacts or something like that. An evil spirit is unleashed and it possesses one of them and it starts to kill the rest, one by one. He starts to kill them. Uh, yeah, great kills. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen this one too, but yeah, that was the last one for 1983. All right. So yeah, those were my 1983 year-end slashers. Let me show you really quick the spines. Again, thank you so much for supporting the channel. And I really appreciate it. If you like the video, don't forget to give me a like and a subscribe and hit the bell for more upcoming videos, and I'll start to look into 1984. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great weekend. See ya.